Howdy, it's Buttsie, the Ramblin Hillbilly, with you again tonight. I'm not feeling especially funny tonight. I'm a little pissed off. A lot pissed off. As we get ready to welcome, all of our tens of millions of new citizens coming into the country or already here, there's probably more than 11 million. It's probably double that. So get ready to welcome them with free food and free housing and free money. Free. I kind of pissed off, can you tell? As we get ready to welcome them, and then by the millions, day after day after day after day, for fucking ever. Free for you. Free for you. There's your permanent voting base, people. It's exactly what they're doing it for. They're trying to cut out the middle class. Haven't you figured that shit out yet? Jesus Christ. Anyway, as all those new people are going to come in and happy and healthy and, gee, the state of California jacked my medical insurance up $100. Now, that's $100 a month. That's a lot of money to me. A lot. What'd you do with the money, people? Oh, God, we can't fund our medical thing. Yeah, Gavin, your little Chinese national dude that you had invested our money into Chinese military projects. What'd you do with it? How much of that shit did you pocket? $100 a month. And it got jacked up when they signed Obamacare, too. You remember that shit? Keep your doctor, keep your plan. Well, hell, I couldn't afford to keep my plan. Jesus Christ. Come on, people. Open your eyes. When does socialism work? It doesn't. And who hurts? Us. We, the American people. I just absolutely floored. I mean, it's okay for San Francisco to be putting up homeless in the hotels. I think, okay, that's great. Get them off the street, yada, yada, yada. But they're trashing the place, of course. And also, they're paying for any habit they have. If you need marijuana, you need liquor, although marijuana is kind of good for you. But cigarettes, whatever it is that you need so you don't, they're providing that too. And so now California wants federal government to reimburse them $15 to $18 million a month to pay for that. You're not helping. Why don't we get all the people that aren't here legally out? You didn't come here illegally, you broke the law. Now, I'm not talking about the kids who didn't have anything to say about it, okay? But they're still here illegally. There's a way to come here legally. Yes, they need to fix that system because it's broken. When you have to wait 7 or 8 years just to get maybe a hearing, that's fucking stupid. But there are hundreds of thousands of homeless people, homeless American citizens of every race, creed, color, sexual orientation. It's an equal opportunity problem, okay? Why don't we take that money we'd pay on those illegal immigrants and reopen some of the psych hospitals, build treatment centers? You need to fix the problem. Most of the people are addicts or mentally ill. But no, we can't do that. We just put a band-aid on the problem. Millions of dollars change hands. And, Jesus, millions of dollars just change hands, and nobody ever monitors where that money goes. How do you think these fuckers are so rich? Huh? Did you ever think about it? Not that they were good investors with their little $140,000 a year job. They make millions of our money. That Paris Climate Accord bullshit is nothing but a globalist piggy bank. And if we even did everything they wanted us to do, everything perfect, renewal, la 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 la, do you know, probably only lower the Earth's temperature by 0.05 degrees. Yeah, that's it. See, it's all about money and control. Money and control. You guys are being bushwaggled and horndoggled and anything else you can think of. You watch the mainstream media, and they are and everybody buys it. Well, not everybody. I think there's about 75 million people that don't buy the horse shit. And another thing, since we're doing a Ramblin Hillbilly, no fucking way Joe Biden got more votes than Barry. And the math don't work out. It's like 133 million registered voters. Trump got 75 million. Do the math. That don't equal 81 million, does it? No, it does not. Why don't you talk to some forensic accountants who, when they see numbers, they see fraud? Oh, I better not say that. I'll get knocked off the air because I'm a domestic terrorist. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with America first? What's wrong with our traditions? Why did people come here to begin with? Because it was free. God. We are heading for a Chinese government, basically, since most of those fuckers are sold out to the Chinese government. Hey, what about Di-Fi Chai Spy? You remember her? I mean, her driver was a Chinese spy. Her driver of 20 years. How much shit did that guy hear? Come on, man. Ugh. I've had enough. I've been called a liar. And the one thing that sets me off, calling me a liar and accusing me of something that I didn't do. You want to see something that'll set me off faster than that? There you go. And it happened. So I am so done. I have never badmouthed anyone for their political opinions. I have never demeaned anybody. I've never been mean to anybody. I've never unfriended anybody. But my political views have never changed. My entire life, they're still the same. I'm a civil libertarian. Okay? If you don't know, just look it up. But, just because of who I supported politically, I am a domestic terrorist now. That's some horse shit. And that letter that you can't say, that they're accusing that congresswoman of and all that kind of stuff. Now, if she's such a bigwig in the movement, how come I never heard of her before? Just like the QAnon shaman. Who the hell is that? He's a failed actor, for Christ's sake. He was paid to be. There's no such thing. This is what I learned from this movement, and all it was teaching people how to research, what to look for. Hey, you might want to dig into this, because We were talking about Epstein and Nexium and all that kind of evil shit 2 years before anything happened. God. And a lot of those people, they're not just some moron sitting in a basement. They're actually, most of them were documentary filmmakers and, professional researchers who can get into deep shit in the dark web or whatever and get documents and shit like that. I mean, that's all it was. And the new thing is they're calling, she believes in a Jewish laser. What the hell is that? There's no such thing. Now, what there is a thing called a directed energy weapon. Now, what is that? Well, it's a DARPA project. Okay? It's been around about 40 years. DARPA, Defense Advanced Project Agency or some shit like that. They are evil bastards. Okay? Now, they developed directed energy weapons, and their initial use is to shoot down incoming missiles with a laser. And they're on satellites, and they're on, planes. And so when she said that a Jewish laser burned down California, well, I don't know. She didn't say that. That's what the media said she said. Well, if you look at some of the people that I follow who are seismologists and, stuff like that, because that kind of interests me, and they have all the, greatest update and maps and stuff. When those California wildfires were setting off, people had pictures of odd lights in the sky, okay? And the heat signature on the hot spot on the map, it was almost instantaneously some ungodly amount of degrees in an instant, okay? This stuff exists because if you look at some of the pictures, the grass is not scorched, trees aren't scorched, but the houses are fucking disintegrated. There's nothing left. No burn appliances, nothing. Everything's melted. But what did survive in a lot of places? Plastic trash cans. Now, they may have melted just a little bit, but how come those didn't melt and burn into anything? Because I do believe plastic is microwave safe. The trees were burning from the inside out. Now that, who knows? That could be because of all the, aluminum and strontium and barium they've been putting in the air for geoengineering that are soaked up through the roots of the tree. So it's basically like a metal fire inside the tree now. I mean, you're thinking these are conspiracy theories. Well, where did that come from, that word? It came from the Kennedy assassination, right? So, I don't agree with every video I watch. I don't agree with everything. But there's a lot of things, it's like a big puzzle. There's some things you need to put together. What's military movement doing? What's this doing? Oh my God, what's that doing? Oh shit, that happened. All right? You got to know how to connect the dots. Follow the families. What's wrong with that? Does that sound like you're inciting violence? That means who's married to who and what do they do? And what corporations do they work for? It's all one big dirty fucking family. Different people research different things. There's like 1,000 different rabbit holes. But they all lead to the same shit-filled tunnel, which is your government and your celebrities and everything. Okay? Kennedy was trying to stop it. So did Reagan. What happened there? It's just a way to get information, to look for information. And it's amazing how many times these clues led to something that happened. Future proves past. Well, son of a bitch. There have been I don't even want to go into it. I know it's a Ramblin Hillbilly, but I'm pissed off, and it's complicated. But see, they've got everybody pegged as a domestic terrorist, when in reality, we're the fucking idiots who've been sitting on our hands for 3 years trusting the plan. Do you get it? We're silent, not violent. Now, they call it hopium. All right, I'm a hopium addict because I would rather believe we have somebody who's going to take out these evil fucking people before we are ended. Because they like their population control. They only want 500,000 people on the planet. And that probably ain't you and me. Because we used to be allowed to think for ourselves. Remember that? Think for yourself? Remember? I'm the one that was always going, shit, man. I may not agree with what you say, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it. Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to me. I'm not allowed to think on my own, to research on my own. And all of you, you have no idea what kind of books I've read in my life, kind of shit I might have been following before the internet anyway. It's all started to come together as soon as I had to quit work. I had to retire. I had time to watch what was going on instead of watching the mainstream media for their little bites. And don't tell me it's not the Mockingbird media. I remember if I got home on time or whatever, I had certain news channels I would watch, like so-and-so, Channel 3 at 5, and Channel 40 at 10, and then Channel 3 at 11, whatever, because they had different views. They had maybe different stories, maybe a reporter did a little more digging than the other side, but it's all the same. The same words are spoken, the same stories are given. There's no difference. That's a Mockingbird media. Look up Project Mockingbird and don't think it's not happening and hasn't been happening. I mean, come on, people. Open your fucking eyes. This is getting crazy. I mean, who's paying for all this free shit? I mean, I'm not even real good at Ramblin Hillbilly night because I am just angry. I've been calm this whole time, but I am like, it's enough. Stop. Just stop with the domestic terrorists and white people are in danger and oh my God. It's enough. Funny, when I walked into work, I didn't go, there's my black worker, there's my Hispanic worker, there's my Filipino worker. I went, oh, there's an MTA, there's an officer, there's a nurse. Who gives a shit what you look like or what your colors, whatever, whoever you sleep with? Can you do the job? Can you do the job? That's what's important. And if anybody is discriminating against anybody for jobs, then they should be punished heavily. But you shouldn't get jobs just by the way you look or the way you think. Can you do the job? I work for the state of California, right? There is no more fucked up place to work for than the state of California. Okay? So, I don't recall any racial tensions at work, ever. We were all like, we go out drinking after work or whatever. But they're putting people in categories. Do you get me? They're the ones going, well, this group, this group, this group, and this group, instead of Americans. Do you get it? Jesus Christ, people, open your eyes and stop listening to the mockingbird media. There was a 4-year interruption in their 16-year plan. Okay? Because Hillary was supposed to win that. They had the machines all set up to cheat. Right? Well, what happened? They had to set them up for what the polls said because it can't be obvious. Right? Well, they got surprised because they thought it was 94-6 Hillary was going to win. Right? Well, they underestimated who people were voting for because people had been attacked so much for who they were supporting, they lied. Who'd you vote for? Oh, Hillary. Okay. Well, what happened was it was such an overwhelming turnout, they couldn't cheat bad enough. Okay? That's why she was angry. She trashed a hotel room. She's supposed to win that. Well, this time, the same thing happened. They had their little machine set up and their little things to go. And there was such an overwhelming support for 45 that they had to stop the count. They had to readjust the numbers. You should never lose a vote while the counting is going on. But at one point, after they stopped counting, Biden's count went up 217,000 votes. Trump's went down 217,000 votes. Now, how stupid can you be if you're cheating? You made it that obvious? And these forensic accountants that were putting out these really good videos, they got banned. Oh my God, no, you can't talk about that shit. Can't you see what they're doing? They're rushing through everything and they are trying their damnedest to usher in the new world order, the one world government, no borders, horse shit. So, if you don't want to live in a communist country, I'd say you better start opening your eyes because they're already working on that social credit score. Holy fuck, I won't even be allowed to go shopping. My guess is, yeah, never mind. I'm sorry I wasn't too happy to be talking about shit. I just rambled on and on and on because there's so much stuff. But I can guarantee you the people that follow that 17th letter of the alphabet are some of the most kindest people I've ever chatted with or whatever. No personal things, no friend book trace, just on Twitter or whatever, or groups. Because don't you think we didn't go, what the fuck? We were looking for something to happen before now. But see, what it is, you got to open the people's eyes, okay? You got to open their eyes slowly because they won't be able to comprehend all this evil fucking shit. We're not each other's enemies. It's the elite that are the enemy. And you better start listening to that fact. Look up Project 201 about a pandemic. Amazing how it followed the exact script of that. That was in October 2019. Look it up. You know, it's all about control. Control. When they jack gas up to $6 a gallon and then it gets lowered to $4, God, you're so thankful, right? I lived in California. I know that $6 gas price 3 times a week. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. When it went down to $4, I was like, oh my God, thank God I have money. No, that's called conditioning. Okay? These people are experts at mindfucks. Okay? That's their job. Watch the documentary JFK to 9/11. Everything is a rich man's trick. Well, being that I've rambled on not even very well for 25 minutes, I won't even go into 9/11 truthers who have been purged from the internet after 20 years. Why now? Yeah, people are looking through different eyes. They're not traumatized anymore. They're thinking logically. Physics and shit. Right? What are they after Marjorie Taylor Greene for? What she said? Not a plane didn't hit the Pentagon. No fucking plane hit the Pentagon. Holy shit, people. Where are the pieces and the parts? Have you ever seen what a bird does to a plane on a bird strike? It'll crush like the entire nose cone. So there's no way anything made out of aircraft aluminum crashed through entirely any concrete and steel building. You get a big explosion and a big boom, some fires, but aluminum is like throwing a beer can at a brick wall. And there's always pieces and parts, no matter what. Where were all the pieces and parts in Shanksville? There was nothing there. It was just a burnt hole. My guess is because that was one of their drones or whatever missile they had, and they decided to down it. Because that was no plane crash. There's always pieces and parts. Well, let me get off here. I'm sorry it wasn't too entertaining. I'm just fed up. Stop watching the mainstream media. They're losing their fucking minds. That includes Fox News. So, let me get back to my forensic files and Tucker. Well, this is Buttsie the Ramblin Hillbilly. I'm out.